What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have a highly requested video on how to run comps in your wholesaling real estate business. And so in today's video, we're going over how to run the ARV or the market value of the property. So the property all fixed up, how to run repair costs or how to get an idea of repair costs, and then how much to offer your seller for their property, right? So those are the three main comps that you have to concentrate in this business. And so hopefully you all can learn a little bit more on how to run those numbers. And so before I go on, all I ask is that you like this video, just smash that like button, like Graham Stevens says, and it just helps support this channel, help people discover how to run comps in their wholesaling real estate business. So give it a like and then comment down below if you have any questions about the content I'm going over. If you all were confused about something I said or have more questions about other wholesaling real estate related things, please let me know down below and I'll go over it. I usually try to answer all comments, especially within the first hour or two of posting the video. So bring those comments in, you all. And then subscribe if you're not subscribed. And then the last thing is Project X coming soon. You guys probably saw the promo in the beginning of the video. So that's coming really soon, you all. Stay tuned. All right, let's get right into it. So number one, you guys, how to run comps in your wholesaling real estate business. Let me say this. Wholesaling real estate business, it's not about the numbers in regards to the comps, all right, you all? At the end of the day, it's about how you're building rapport with the seller, being likable with the seller, and getting to know the seller and finding situations that you can help, problems that you can solve, right, you all? So especially as newbies or beginner wholesalers, I was like that too, where I stressed so much about the numbers, you all. But let me tell you all just talk to the seller, get them under contract. You can always wholesale it with another big wholesaler in town who will guide you and help you move that property. All right, you all, don't get so stressed out about the numbers. All right, this is just a guide, but at the end of the day, it's about talking to motivated sellers. All right, so ARV, all right, how do you find the ARV, the market value? So the ARV stands for after repair value. So usually when you're wholesaling properties, you're dealing with properties that are distressed, right? So it needs new carpet, it needs new flooring, it needs new paint, it needs new appliances, it's outdated, maybe the roof is leaking, something like that, right? And so after repair value is after you fix all this stuff, you fix the leaking in the roof, you paint the walls, you replace the carpet. How much does that property sell after those repairs, right? It's kind of like market value, right? On the market to a retail buyer, to someone like your mom or dad who uses a loan from the bank to buy properties, how much will this property sell for, right? So that's very important because that's the number you kind of show your cash buyer saying, okay, if you buy it at this, you can sell it at this number, right? So ARV, some of the best ways you can look, not cook, as you all can see, you can look at PropStream, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor for the estimated value. They're not always accurate, but they're still decent, all right? And of course, I'm going to put this whole thing in the description if you all aren't interested. So for example, let's just go to Zillow real quick. This is actually for a property that I just wholesaled. I partnered with someone and we made $21,500 and we split that fee 50-50. All right, $21,500 off of this property right here. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee area, and yeah, we actually closed this last Friday. So right here, we see this estimate is around 151,000, right? This is just a quick overview if you just want to do a quick ARV on the property. So you can look at that and you can take that as your ARV. So all fixed up, this property will sell for 151, 109, around 150, around 160. Usually I can go a little bit higher on Zestimate or on these websites. So that would be your market value or ARV for this property. What are they saying the value, the estimated value is? And on Zillow is 151. Let's just go to realtor.com. 3 gun Barrel. All right. So example here, realtor has it at 169, right? So we can tell it's between the 150, 170 price range. And in the last website we're going to go to is our trusty PropStream. And if you all are interested at all in trying out PropStream, please click the link down below and use my link. Or if you go on the website separately, just say Biz Matthew, Matthew Leonard referred you, and you get a free trial. And of course, I get a little bit of cut of that. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so for example, let's type in the property right here. So remember, Zillow was telling us 150 and Realtor.com was telling us around 170, 169. So let's see what my PropStream says. So PropStream says 154. So boom. So we could tell it's around the 150, between 160. I would say between 150 and 160 because we have two comps around 150. So I would put that as the ARV, or the market value of this property, right? Another thing that PropStream has is this comparables. So you can kind of look at sales that happen around the area, properties with similar square footage, bedrooms and baths, and you have different sales that happen. So actually, they may have some high sales, 198, 263. So it may even sell for a little bit higher than what we think, because these are recent comps, 2020 June. So this can actually go higher than the 150, but for right now, we'll just keep it around 150. All right, you all. And so look at recently renovated homes in the area that sold using PropStream and sites like Zillow, right? So for example, on PropStream, obviously they have these comps and they have pictures of them. And you can quickly look on the pictures to see if they're recently renovated. This is not renovated, but it's still sold for that amount. This is a newer updated property around the area. It's sold for 265, and different things like that. So I think the average sell price right here is around 217. I think you can be able to get it around that price range, like the market value. But for right now, we'll just keep it at 150. All right, you all. And let me see if we can look at different sales. So they have something around here. So if you go down to, I think, neighborhood details, they have sales around here. You see that? They have this 175. This looks like a renovated property. 185, 190, 218. So most likely this property can probably sell for 150. So actually realtor.com might be closer to the actual market value. So as you all can tell, this is kind of around your market value. That's how you run comps for market value. So now let's look at repairs. So do not get stuck at calculating repairs, you all. Please just wholesale the property. So I know beginner wholesalers, they overthink this too much, and you don't know how much things will cost or different things like that. But the thing is just to get the property as low as possible. All right, we can kind of know an idea on how to get the market value, and just go as low as you can with that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later in this video. So repairs. So I know in my area, let's say the property is just outdated, right? It just needs carpet, or replace the carpet with LVT flooring, or some other type of flooring, or new paint, different scratches. It needs new appliances like an updated kitchen, new cupboards, a new bathroom set, and different things like that. There's 2 bathrooms. Maybe there's a leak in the roof or something like that. Or the roof that probably doesn't have to get totally replaced. It can be, or in yard work. Usually, if it just updates like that, rehabs like that, yeah, you can budget for around 25 to 35K, but that's like a mid-sized house around this area. All right, you all. And then, of course, inquire to other wholesalers about how much they would pay for their properties, right? How much they would put it under contract, how much repairs are for that. So another thing with calculating repair costs is that there are some properties you will come across that have major foundation and structural issues, right? Foundation issues alone can run you 10K to 25K alone just for that. And that will come on top of like all this cosmetic work that needs to be done on the property. So that can easily be, for a mid-sized house, run you 50K or more for that type of job. All right, you all. But of course, this is all based on your area, right? Uh, uh, as in the as in like domestically in America where you're at, right? Because obviously in New York is this most likely may be different, and also the area of your particular city. Like, are you more in the rural area? Are you more urban? Are you more city? Like where you're at. All right, you all. But don't think about this so much, right? Don't think. I know it's hard to say, but at the end of the day, you just want to get the property lower than what we saw this market value, much lower, and we're going to talk about that right now. So your offer, we often use the 70% rule. I'm just going to quickly go over this, but this is like a quote unquote rule because it's not actually a rule that you have to live by or and die by, right? So let me just quickly show you. So for example, let's just take this property. So let's just say the market value is 150. So for market value, we're just going to put 150 and then we're going to multiply it by 70%, right? We're going to multiply this by 70%. Let me just delete this, and now I'm right here. 70%, which is multiplying it by 0.7. All right, you all? I'm like pointing at the screen like you all can see me pointing at the screen. But okay, so 150, $150,000 times 0.7. So you're going to put the 70% right here. Boom. Right away, 70% of 150 is 105. So let's say this property has 25K worth of repairs needed. So you're going to put $25,000 right here. Boom. Now you're down to 80,000, but you want to make money on top of this property, right? Let's say 10 grand. So right here, we put 10 grand. So your max offer has to be 70 grand. So you're going to be coming in at 60, 65,000 to see what they say. All right, you all. So that's one way to calculate your offer after you found out the ARV and approximately the repair costs. At the end of the day, this is what I have. This is why I have this second part that I actually done deals with. Just take market value, multiply it by 50% if no major repairs are needed, and that should be your offer. And I did that exactly with this property because I was on the acquisition side, so I put this property on the contract. A wholesaler and I, we partnered together. They brought their cash buyer, they did the dispo and everything, and we split the fee 50-50. We made $21,500 off of this property. And what I did, I just took this property and I multiplied it by 50%. And that's what the seller was asking for, $75,000. And we sold it to our cash buyer for $96,500. All right, you all? So that's a good range. If you're in like a pricier area, because here in Chattanooga, it's not. The values are pretty high, like getting kind of high, but it's not like New York or anything. So your percentage might change. So let's say your average home value, like for example, New York or Cali is 400 grand, right? You don't have to go 50,000, right? You don't have to go down to 200 grand for your offer price if it needs basic updating. You can make an offer probably as high as, I don't know, 300 grand if the property needs like 30 to 40 grand worth of work. I bet your cash buyer will buy a house for 340, 350 so they can sell it on the market for 400, make 50 grand, right? So this rule works for like your mid-sized markets, but I find that in my market, like if I take the market value, multiply it by 50%, between 50 and 60%, and it needs like repairs, even if it needs like a new roof, that rule still works. But if it needs like structural or foundation issue, that's another thing that I try to consider or put into my cost. And so of course, you all, these are some of the guidelines that I run my business through. Of course, use your own discretion depending on your market, depending on what you want out of your business. And another thing is, you all partner with other wholesalers who already done this before, right? If you're working on a lead, like working on a seller, come to another wholesaler and say, hey, I'll split this fee, joint venture with you 50-50. I just need to know What would you get it under contract? Right now, the seller is asking for this amount. It is lower than market value. So I know that there is some motivation. So what would you put this property under contract for? All right. And partner with them. Split the fee 50-50. Something simple like that. All right, you all. And of course, if you all have any questions, once again, comment down below, like this video. Running comps, let's go, you all. And at the end of the day, you all, it's not about the numbers, it's about the situation and solving their situation. All right, you all. Don't get so scared about running numbers. And when you're going to a seller's appointment, just, hey, talk confidently. Say, hey, I need to speak with my investors. I need to speak with my partners, but I know that hole in the floor is probably not that good. All right. Um, so, and go out there. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to put properties under contract at too of a high cost, and you may have to back out. But I mean, that's kind of like learning through trial, right? But hopefully through these videos you can avoid that, because you don't want to waste the seller's time. You don't want to put a property under contract without actually closing on it. All right, you all. So I'll talk to you all later. Like this video, subscribe, comment down below. Project X coming soon. Let's go.